to marry you. Hey, what do you gotta say? Hey, how you doing? How you doing? What I see, I look at analytics, and the analytics on my page will give me a complete total number on the top of how many people have visited my page, my videos, and I do get 52,000. There's only 95 of us right now, but the views and people from all around the world see this stuff. So it's like, it doesn't kind of make sense. All right. I was thinking also, let's all do some sign language, because I did leave my sign language behind, and I need to come back to signing. So it seems very intimidating to learn signing, but I'm going to teach you. And it's a sign, teach. I always think of it like if I had like boars of light coming out of my brain, like I'm teaching you. Also, I want to show you this one. You know how like that sign, take that, put it sideways like this, and that means same. So we got same and teach. All right? So that's our sign language today. I got to put that on the poster board, right? The Delphi murders, I've been watching a lot about that lately too. There was something just came up. I wrote it down. I wrote it down. Something just came up with the Delphi of it all. I was watching something recently on true crime rocket science that blew my butt out with that, so we'll go back to that too. Brian Koberger, I just watched something, I want to say, yeah, it was the DNA, it was the interview room with the DNA and stuff, so we'll go over that soon too. I want to do something eventually with Diane Downs and the Betty Broderick of it all. Only a few of you got to see the actual Oprah video, so if you want it, just email me and I'll send it to you. There's no law against it. Sebastian Rogers. The Sebastian Rogers case, I'll get into it more. I just visited tonight. I went and visited Clutch Them Pearls, different platform. Never even heard of them until like 2 weeks ago or a week ago. I don't even remember. I think it was a week. Because I go on the platform every day in the chat and I say hi to everybody and blah, blah, blah. Oh, ATS News said, hi, dropping these reels. I'm like, girl. She's like, I just like crime like everybody. And I'm like, oh, honey, you better lay you. So everything was fun. Up in the Micah news. For my family, they wanted to talk about Micah, and we did the Micah Miller of it all. Her mother just put on Facebook, I think yesterday, she's like, yeah, they still want to do the coercion crime law. They still want to do that. But now her mom's like, I am mad. I'm mad. We're going to figure out who did this. We're going to get him. We're going to get him. Like, hop on in, y'all. Grab the shotguns. Let's go. Like, yeah, she's mad. I don't blame her. Shit, I would be mad. I would be there, actually. Me, I would be there. Like, I'd be, like, under his bed, like, in his bathroom, behind the shower. Like, I'd be there, okay? He wouldn't be able to get rid of me. I'd be, like, there. So, yeah, I get it. But there is still that Kaylee, Sebastian's, wait, I went to Mike already. I was going to say Kaylee and Sebastian's mom put that TRO on belly, bullhorn belly, so that's another thing. But yeah, the Micah, she does want us to fight for it now. So, but the problem is these protesters at the church, it's really obnoxious. Protesting is not going to help at all. Not in this situation. It's really not. It's more like on social networks makes more progress. At this point, I think protesting like that was made because we didn't have social platforms. So to go outside and scream all day and make signs and walk around, and it just seems like it's not a good idea nowadays. Maybe they could Maybe they could cut that out. They got good intentions, they do, but they just need to stop. It's not good. I watched it on YouTube, and I had to mute it. I didn't even want to. It actually would make people angry. Like, it got to me a little bit. I'm like, shut up, you know, like, guys, you know, like, I was like, stop it. The Rainy Street Ripper, again, please keep your ear to the ground, eyes to the sky, see what we can find on that, because you know what? Come on, Mike. People just don't, grown men don't just get drugged. Okay? They just don't. It's not like that. They're usually the predator. So it's like, for them to get drugged, hey, did you ever see that Criminal Minds where that woman would go kill just men? That was something. Boy, I loved Criminal Minds. They did a reboot. I think it was, Amazon Prime? It was not, it's not bad, but it's not the same. And I know that guy from Dharma and Greg was a real jerk on the set, but he was a really good actor. But you know what, though? Seriously, like, if somebody came, I think he, like, slapped somebody. Yeah, it wasn't even, like, the first time either. It's like a real jerk. Oh, I got an auto response saying that the kid from the Rainy Street Ripper, the Ladybird Lake. I love to say Ladybird. I call everybody Ladybird. And then I started talking about these murders, and I'm like, oh, these whites and the lady boys, and I don't know. All right. Oh, I want to have live karaoke. All of us. Whatever you like a song, this and that. Why not? No one's done it. We can do it. Why hasn't anybody done it? It's a good idea. You know I can't go on a regular live. I can't do anything regular. So, legit, yeah, I think we set like a time in a day we could get on lives, and even if I have to play the TV video in the background as our karaoke and you're singing, it'd be fun. We'll figure out a way to it. Maybe one of us is a DJ. I was a VJ. Wait, VJ. So that's a video DJ. That's a lot different than a DJ. So, I don't have turntables. I don't have all that jazz. I don't have any of that stuff. And since I can't figure out basic software of how to put a video on, I'm unable to put on the video. I did a 3-hour video already about this. I did this whole video already. It wouldn't upload. It just wouldn't. It took like 5 hours. I'm like, you know what? Just forget it. It's not going to work, obviously. I did do all the work for it and stuff, but I mean, by like saying the copyright law and all that shit. So I was thinking to do that. All right, wait. So the idea I want to do for today, Bizaro movie selection, is The Magic Christian. The Magic Christian. Peter Sellers and Ringo Starr. One of the weirdest, psychedelic, crazy movies ever made. It's about a rich man, Peter Sellers, who runs across a poor bum, homeless bum in the park, Ringo Starr, and adopts a grown man, and they find many, many ironic ways to make people go crazy for this money they could care less about. And I showed you Retro Rosey. Oh, favorite saying. Okay, wait. I don't mean favorite saying. This is, say what? Alright, my say what will be movie suggestions. And send me your movie suggestions. I mean, well, I just told you, say what is our talking, like, okay, so there's a lot of sayings out in the world that are common in different areas, but nobody really knows them unless they know somebody like that. Only other place I've seen this was either in like a live black chat. Like, I go to like 5 different black men's platforms, gay black men's platforms. Plus, I go to like straight black men's platforms and black ladies' platforms, but I usually hear what the dudes. But I heard this first time when I was living in the hood. Okay, so this is my favorite unknown saying. Nah. You corny, bro. Nah, you corny, bro. That's today's. Say what? Alright. La 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 la. Alright, that's it. That's it. No bikini area, by the way. I'm not waxing the Bermuda Triangle. Alright, so we're going to talk about this. If you want to give it a good old Pausarino and go watch this, the bottom one, the WCCO. It's WCCO, discretion advised, video shows before and after Apple video. Okay, so this is a CBS Minnesota news channel. It's 3 minutes and 2 seconds. I'm going to start now. The Deets. The Deets. The Deets. That went in a different way. I did not see that going. Alright. This is called the Apple River stabbings. They just had court cases. The court recently. Might have been 4 months ago, but I caught it because I watched these cases and I heard a man stabbed children. And I'm like, what? A man stabbed children? Are you serious? And then at first I thought it was like an SEX thing with the Delphis. That's how I found this. This was a big deal. I don't know why I never heard this, but maybe you didn't either. I'll tell you right now. I'll read to you the news article that explains what happened. Because they do it much better than I can. We all know that. All right. Minnesota man gets 20 years for fatally stabbing teen, wounding others on the Wisconsin River. Hudson, Wisconsin. A Minnesota man convicted in the slaying of a high school student and stabbings of 4 other people who were tubing she needs to learn hooked on phonics, okay? Let's see here. I gotta slow down. Hold up. Alright. 4 other people who were tubing on a western Wisconsin river that was sentenced Wednesday to 20 years in prison. Nikolai Mew, 54, to serve 6 years extended supervision following his release from the prison in July 2022. Stabbings along the Apple River in St. Croix Country, which sits along Wisconsin state line in Minnesota. A jury convicted Mew. Why do they keep saying the doggone location? We know. In April, a first-degree reckless homicide, 4 counts of first-degree recklessly endangering safety, and 1 count of battery. Prosecutors sought a 70-year prison term for Mew in the stabbing attack that killed Isaac Schumann, 17, of Stillwater, Minnesota, and wounded 4 others. The stabbing took place as Mew and the victims were tubing. It's spelled T-U-B-B. I keep wanting to say tubbing. I thought tube, but like, you're right, T-U-B. Okay, but still. All right. People accused him of approaching children in the water. Newz told investigators that he was using a snorkel and goggles to look up a lost cell phone for self-defense. Pulled out a knife and began stabbing people after he was taunted by Schumann and friends. Victims who survived their stab wounds would have died without prompt help of the other tubers and emergency responders. They all suffered permanent disfigurement. Yes. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. When you watch this, once again, I'm going to say WCCO. This is YouTube. It's all capital letters. WCCO. Discretion advised. Video shows before and after. CBS, Minnesota. 3 minutes and 2 seconds, the whole thing. When I saw that, I'm going to lay it out for you right now. This is how I saw it. I'm watching this man, an older man, out of shape. Everybody's white but the kid holding the picture, or the camera, by the way. It doesn't really matter. Just letting you know the scene. A lot of people were in jean shorts. I didn't even know people still wore jean shorts. My dad wore jean shorts all the time with like black socks. I'm like that. Like, I love myself. So, okay, the scene is, see the tubes? Big black tubes. They're all tied together with cords. When you get to these places, you can rent cord for 50 cents, no, $1, pre-cut cord, or you could bring your own knife. They also rent knives, I feel like. They rent the knives also. I could be wrong. So I'm seeing these, it seemed like this guy like went running toward them. Something was already happening before the boy brought out the camera. So it looks like this guy goes running up to these kids. He had something in his hand. I was like, what is that? Hello, what is that? Like, what? What? What is that? What is that? Like, it's like, rah! It reminded me of Naked Gun when he walked with that dildo and she's like, ah! Wait a minute, was that Naked Gun? Yeah, what? There's a concrete dude's dong. And the lady was like, like, it was just too, like, isn't that something my boobs, when I had cancer, because I got, like, the, what do they call it, like, something, lumpectomy, I'm like, oh, man, I got one baby that looks 18 and one that looks 80, oh, what am I going to do? All right, so I was watching it, and I'm like, dang, what's this guy running up there for, looking all crazy? That's literally what he looked like, I was like, oh, my gosh. And it kind of like looked like he didn't understand what was happening. Like he was like he legit looked stupid. Like he was like he was running after. It looked like he was running after the kids, like up to the kids with something weird. The kids are razzing the crap out of this guy. I mean, they're giving it to him. They're giving it to T-Bone. You're giving it to him. You're like, you're a pedophile. Oh, what, you like little girls? You know, I mean, they're like accusing him of liking little girls. They're calling him, you know, a file of the petty signs. And they're making a lot of rude comments. It's not one kid. It's not 7 kids. It's 13 kids. Okay? Your age is from 17 to 24. The way they acted, yeah, they're kids. They acted like a bunch of little, every time I think about it, it's upsetting. All right, so then you see him kind of like still walk around, they're saying stuff, but most of the crowd, this is all in the water. This much water. Everybody's really calling names. Next thing you know, you see, like, this stuff going on. Like, people are pushing them, and it's in the water. They're surrounding him. is in the what? They are pushing him. Somebody slapped them. They pushed him down the water. They slapped his face like he's a little botch. It was like an after-school special where you saw all the teenagers, like, gang up on somebody. It was like watching Carrie. Like, all that mean kind of and in the courtroom. Both the lawyers were excellent, by the way. In the courtroom, Groove? What is that, honey? Honey, what is that? Groove, I don't want... Groove, I'm going to have to take that. Did you break that thing's leg? All right. All right. All right. Oh, my gosh. Groove? Groovers. Let's just take this guy here. Let's just take him. I appreciate you bringing him and all. I really do. I really do. I really do. No, my God. Okay. Woo! Woo! Oh, Groove. Good boy, honey. I love you. Thank you, honey. But, oh my gosh. What the shit? Sorry, I swore, but oh my gosh. Ew. Whoa. What the? What? I can't wait to see what this looks like when oh my, what? Oh my gosh, it did not just, I can't even try to balance this right now. I don't care if it falls. What was it? Could have been worse. He brought in a mole and he brought in a bird. Okay. Hold up. Anyway, back to the guy. All right, so what happened then was they're all pushing him and screaming at him, telling him he wants little girls and this and that, and then more people. He disembowels one of them, who lived, by the way. And he cuts everybody like what? What did I say? So, what did I say when I said what that guy said? How many other kids, right? Guess what? Everybody's drunk. All the kids are drunk. They're drunk. The guy who was like 0.2 something, he was the most sober, everybody said. But actually, all their BACs were lower than this guy, but they all felt like he was more in control than everybody else. All right, Mr. Mew is... I wanted to talk about the little boy first. His name's AJ. He said the black guy punched him, meaning Mr. Mew. And then AJ said, I pushed him down to isolate him. You know, like I wanted him to stay there. I was trying to take care of everybody. The reason why everybody flew out of pocket, first of all, they were out of pocket to begin with, okay? The stuff they said was wrong. They shouldn't have said what they said. They shouldn't have been doing what they were doing. They shouldn't have been drinking. They shouldn't have been smoking weed. They shouldn't have been out there acting like that. It's okay if you have a license, but you don't have a license at that age. So no, don't do that. Don't do that. The lawyer said that everybody was football players. I'm guessing he wasn't one. Jealous much? You know, seriously, legit, like, seriously, dude. But I think that's playing into the mentality that football players are bullies. everybody is a bully and everything. Football players, you'll hear about it more because they're bigger and they brag about it. So yeah, you're gonna hear about it. Right? Everybody does it everywhere. My son's a football player. My son was such a good football player that there were over 1,000 kids in every single grade of his class in the school he was in. I graduated. I had 215 people in my class. He had over 1,000. His dad had over 1,300 because I did all the cars and all the stuff for the 10-year whatever celebrate whatever. Okay, so my son, the way they had the program, I'll suddenly feel like Nancy Grace. The twins. My fiance's treasure dead. Girl, suddenly you stop. But what I want to say about football players, my son's school had a thing where if it's a bullying program that you don't have to go straight to the principal or teacher. You go to a peer. You go to someone else in the grade. The way that person is chosen, the group of people that are chosen, they're chosen by the children, the people themselves who need the help. So they all choose a couple people. Those people is who you go to when the S hits the F. So you just say, it's too much. It's a huge help. So my son was one, and then his sister, my daughter was also one. 2 kids, same dad, all that jazz. Yes, in case you're wondering, because I said that really weird, right? Like, what is she talking about? But he was captain of the football team freshman through senior year. So is his dad. But his dad, my ex-husband, is that football player. He is the one that will start that stuff. He told me that when he was in high school, him and his other players, they're all linemen. They're big. My husband's neck was this big when he was in high school. In high school, he said he drank 2 gallons of milk a day. He walked up to a nerd, as he called him, and pushed him down on the floor and let his books and everything go out. And all of his buddies kicked the books, and they pushed the kid up against the lockers and stuff. And the kid's like, why? What did I do? He goes, you smiled at my girlfriend. Yeah, I married that. Why did I have problems? So, saying they were football players, I get it, but they're not even, aren't most of them, out of school? He says they all hang around together, He was both of the lawyers are good, but the defensive lawyer, in my opinion, was he'd go on a bit. He also said, I'm not going to get off on that. All right, so AJ, this young man, the first one I saw in the stand was AJ. The way my YouTube goes, it just shows Rah. So he said, I was getting this man away from everybody else. He needed to stay down. Yeah, they were inciting. They were razzing everybody, and they were inciting. They were going nuts. It was like a frenzy of baloney. It was terrible. I felt like I was in high school watching this stuff, but in a river. You hear? In jean shorts. Dante punched Mr. Mew, smacked him across the face. Everyone's over the limit, and everyone's in jean shorts. Why the jean shorts? I told you, because they're floods. They get short. The butt still fits. They just cut them right off. Yeah, that is hillbilly ingenuity right there. It is finest. I love that so much. So, a 22-year-old girl supposedly got slapped in the face. The reason why they all started this is 2 girls ran up to Mr. Mew, started telling him he wants children, and started pushing him and stuff. He pushed them back. He's 54. What are they doing? He's a logical person. He goes, if I'm a edophile, why are you drinking? Which was a dumb question. I'm going to tell you why. that's a dumb thing for him to say, and how it's not really dumb because Mr. Mew, I just found today, doggone it, I want to say Croatian, not doggone it, it's not Romanian. So because he's Romanian, he moved here like 15, 16 years old. So he could also speak Romanian, Russian, Latin, which nobody speaks, so that is an incorrect statement. Latin is a dead language. I took him for 3 years and no one speaks Latin. He put that, the lawyer actually said he speaks Latin. No one speaks Latin. English and something else. There was five. He could speak 5 languages. He's an engineer and an electrical apprentice. No, I'm sorry, AJ, that little boy was an electrical apprentice. Mr. Mew, I'm not even worried about AJ right now because, no offense to AJ, but this stuff was crap. This whole thing was terrible. And the way these kids acted, the way they did that was bad. It wasn't good. All right, so Mr. Mew himself, he's married, he's a mechanical engineer. He has a master's in engineering and mathematics. He has no past criminal history, not a speeding ticket, not a parking ticket. Can you say that? I got a whole bunch. They're saying, don't run, you're a child molester. They took your snorkel and they threw it. Oh my God, I forgot about this. They pantsed him. They pantsed him. That's some white boy humor right there. That's some white boy, that's some wasted white boy behavior. I've seen everybody I've ever known get pantsed by somebody. That's a white thing. I don't think anybody else, that's a United States white thing. I don't think I've seen anybody else do that stuff. I see it a lot in my community. Why? I don't know. Because even at my age, the guys that did that, then they still do it. I saw somebody get pants like 4 months ago. It wasn't him, but it was around the same time. Coincidence? I think not. All right. So, man, the pantsing, wow. He said the kids have knives. Everybody had knives. And he actually took the knife out of the kid's hand because he came after him with the knife and he took it right out of his hand. He said everybody's drinking beer, including himself. He had a triple bypass, or no, a quadruple bypass. He said every time he goes here, it's a drunk fest, pot alcoholic infested hole, and he hates it. And he went there before, and he had to go. It's terrible. It's just a weed, you know. Bro, if it was that bad, why did you go back, man? He went back with, like, work friends and stuff. I gotta give it to the DA on this one. Whoever the prosecutor was, I gotta hand it to him. He was hilarious. He's like, Mr. Mew, just a picture of you and your group of people that you went there with today on this day? And he's like, yeah, you know. Like, what's that hanging around their necks there, Mr. Mew? He's like, are those telephones hanging around people's necks? Is that because they're rented to people when you go tubing? Is that why if everybody has this around their neck, right? So the reason why he said that is because Mr. Mew said, we were with people, somebody lost their phone, and I went to find it. Mr. Mew's a little off. Let me just put it like that. Mr. Mew moved to the United States when he was like 15, 16 years old. He's very different. So he's not going to really, even though he's lived here, I mean, he's 54, it's been a long time. But he still has those, like, he's still, like, he's a foreigner in a way because he was raised in a different land. So he has different, what's it called? Not reactions, but he has different thought processes. I want to have the word for it. I think it's a French word. I want to say amused, but that's not the word. But he has a different thought process. So if somebody says something to him, he might not give you the correct answer in a way that we understand, you know. Remember that guy on Taxi? It's kind of like that. Like, you hear that guy, you know, it's like that. I'm not saying this guy is very intelligent. He has great education, speaks 4 languages and knows another. You don't speak Latin, like I said. But, yeah, I mean, they were all drinking. He killed somebody. He had that. There's actually photographs of him on a tube before this happened. And he's like face down snorkeling and watching stuff on the bottom of the riverbed. That was relaxing to him. See, I don't know. It doesn't sound bad. But then then the lawyer was like, well, did anybody ask you to go find that phone? And he's like, well, my friend lost his phone. He's like, but did anybody ask? Didn't they actually say they don't need the phone? Don't worry about it. They got insurance. Don't go look for it. So that's my point, you know? Like, this is all avoidable. He was tipsy. They were tipsy. Everybody's wrong right there. It's public intox, number 1. They say it's a private land, and that's why you can do that, and that's why the cops are there. Yeah. He also said he's not mad at the cops, and he's not mad at the kids. When they did the interview, when he got put right into it right away, as kids are going to the hospital, the one child, AJ, had his intestines in his hands. Like, his intestines. These children are not okay now. They're never, ever going to be okay now. And this is what it took for them to act human. What do you think the main problem here is? Yeah, the kids all got carried away. Yeah, you know, Mr. Mew was in the wrong area. Yeah, Mr. Mew should have just walked away. The reason why Mr. Mew didn't walk too far away is because it was getting deep and slippery. He had to come back. He never hit the girl in the face. The girl said he punched me in the face, and that got the boys going. If she didn't say he punched me in the face, it might not have gone as bad, but I'll tell you this much, it was already bad. It was bad from the get-go. They were calling him a child lover. Like, what's wrong with them? Why did they go there? He does look a little creepy, yeah, but he's also like, he's legit like, why do you look like that? And he said about it in the court. And like, he's got like this crazy grin. Like, I think he was really, he didn't know what was happening. When I watched this interview, he goes, next thing I know, I'm beat up by 15 children. 15 children, drunk children, smoking marijuana. I'm beat up by 15 children. I have been attacked by what? Gosh darn it. I blame myself too. I got chased. Nope, I didn't get chased. Well, eventually I did, but I went to a bar in Pittsburgh to go buy some ganja for my friend. He was a doctor. He was becoming a doctor. He was in medical school. He was the silliest, craziest guy I've ever met. Ray. Crazy Ray. Have you ever met a normal Ray? Like, every Ray I know is insane. So he was like, yeah, come on down. So I had to go to a strip club, and that's not really my cup of tea. I went in there, and he's like, oh, dude, I didn't even know you were coming. I'm like, what? We just talked. Like, you called me from the phone in the bar. Because there weren't cell phones. So, I mean, there were, but nobody had them. And he's like, oh, dude. And I'm like, what? And I had to leave with nothing. And when I left, 7 men followed me out of the bar. And they surrounded my car. And they started rocking the car and telling me they were going to grape me and stuff. And they would have. I ran somebody over. You effing B, you ran over my foot, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow. Like, I kind of wanted to back up and be like, back it up, but you know what? That's when they really would have got me. The fact that they followed me out there, I wouldn't have run him over if he wasn't in front of my car. Yes, I beeped the car. Yes, I was screaming, leave me alone. They were all screaming, we're going to get you. I did nothing to provoke that. I wasn't even drinking at that time because... Well, I was 19, I would drink, but I wasn't able to buy it, so I'd have to go to people's homes at, you know, parties and stuff that had alcohol. I couldn't even get my own alcohol. I did not have alcohol on me. Normally, like, I'll blame a lot of my stuff on alcohol because I blame it on the Henny. Yeah, I blame it on it because I blame it on myself, but seriously, like, if I wasn't drinking, I wouldn't have been in that situation. Alright, so I was thinking about the drinking. A couple things here with that. Minnesota. I wanted to look up Minnesota and see about alcohol and alcohol. If I could speak, what would I say? Can minors drink alcohol in Wisconsin? People under 21 cannot. What is the most drunk county in Wisconsin? Out of gaming county. That's interesting. 26.13% of adults drink too much regularly. That's something. What is Wisconsin known for drinking? That doesn't even make sense. Medieval Germans are the ones who invented hopped beer. About 43% of the state's population claims German roots, which explains the drinking culture. Are they drinking that kind of beer? They're not drinking that beer. What, is it the Native American Indians? I thought we were going to say they're like, you know what I mean? I'm Irish too. I'm German too. I'm not Native American. According to these people, I'm an alcoholic. Wait. Hold up. Ranked Wisconsin as the nation's drunkest state based on reporting with a 25.2% Wisconsin residents drinking excessively. Which state is the strictest on alcohol? Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, where I was, like I told you, Utah, and North Carolina. How about that? I lived in North Carolina and PA, so yeah, PA is a pain in the arse. I just have to go to a beer world to go get beer. It's called Beer World. It was. And there were party balls, which is like a ball full of beer. Like a big ball full of beer. It's just kind of like, it's like a keg, but it's easier. It's probably like 2-3 cases of beer in a party ball. I don't know if they make those anymore, but those are the shiznits. Alright. Then I wanted to know what happens with teenagers and alcohol? What's the effect of alcohol on teenagers? I didn't really drink until I was 18. By the end of the party, I was stealing quarters to buy beers from people that I probably stole the quarters from. All right, so, oops. How does alcohol affect child development? Negatively. Really? Negatively impact on your child's problem-solving skills and performance at school, as well as potentially affecting their body, mood, and mental health. It mentions again problems in school, consequences of drinking, higher risk for suicide, homicide, physical, and sexual assaults. Say what? Yes, that is true. Let's say that again. Youth who drink, it's not just youth. It's not just youth. It never stops. No matter how old you get, I promise you, this will never stop if you keep drinking. Even if you drink alone at home, I promise you it will not stop. I'm going to say people who drink are more likely to experience problems in school, physical and sexual assault, higher risk of suicide and homicide. We just saw a group of people drinking, the other man drinking, homicide. Was anybody rational? The guy who thought he was the most rational got disemboweled. Disemboweled. Mr. Mew thought he took the kid's knife and cut the kids. He didn't even remember it was his knife. You know what else? Not one person gave an accurate testimony of what happened. None of them. None of them. Nobody knew what happened. Right after it, all the people talking did not match the testimony of your eyes watching the video. The video and what they thought happened was not the same at all. Mr. Mew never punched anybody. He got punched in the back of the head, though. He got pushed down in the water. Yes, he did. He got slapped in the face like a little botch. He ends up disemboweling somebody, killing somebody, and 13 children will never be the same, including their parents, their children, and their children. Because if you think that this stuff is going to end right here when Mr. Mew spends 20 years in prison after having a quadruple bypass, scared as hell, going down the river, gets completely harassed by a group of people who should have known better. What are 4 main effects of alcohol? This is so stupid. Oh, short-term effects. Okay. It's not highlighted, so I was like, hey, hold up. Short-term effects, hangover and alcohol poisoning, as well as falls, accidents, conflict, lowered inhibitions, and risky behaviors. How about this one? Oh, you're going to like this one. What are 4 types of children of alcoholics? I'm an alcoholic. I have children. Let's see. What are the personality traits that we're going to see with a child or someone like me? This I will tell you. I've only drank in front of my children didn't see me drink until older. And that's through bed. It was like 2 months. Even that, I don't even think it was that long. But before that, it was like under. They never knew I was, like, if I was drinking, they didn't know it. And now that I said that, I kind of feel like maybe they did. They were so small, though. Like, if I would drink then, they'd be like 2 and 4. So I don't think it was like something like that. Like, I would, sneak to the fridge and grab a beer. I'll sneak to the fridge and grab. But even that, all of it, all together, before they were teenagers, under 5 times. So they weren't affected directly, but they were affected. So they didn't see me lose my mind and do anything crazy in front of them. I did that all behind the scenes. I did that all in public without them. All right. 4 ACOA personality types. The hero, the scapegoat, the lost child, and the mascot. Wow. Hero, scapegoat, the lost child, the lost child. Like he just falls through the cracks. No one pays attention to him. And the mascot. I feel like my daughter's kind of like a cheerleader for my husband. Well, I don't say anything bad about their dad, but if I even like remotely say anything like, oh, your dad does that, she'll start being like, Dad's not like that. He will never do that, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm like, oh, I love your daddy too, honey. So I'm just saying, it's like, and then sometimes she'll be like, you know how dad does this? And like, she'll say the exact same thing. Am I supposed to be like, last week, girl, you just bawled me out for that exact same comment. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. But what are 3 major influences of underage drinking? Peers, family members, and the media.